All right. December 4th. COVID is just out of control. Unfortunately, over 2,400 deaths in 24 hours. So definitely our thoughts and prayers with all the people who are affected, all the people who are in the hospitals. Definitely it looks like we have not hit the worst of it, right? The worst is still ahead of us. So stay safe. That's the most important thing, right? Take care of your family, and everything else comes after. So hope you like our new setup, a microphone. We got better lighting. We got a super fancy camera. And I'm going to be sharing a bunch of stuff with you guys in the next few minutes. So few things to share this week. We have a promo, so don't leave until Zach announces a promo at some point towards the end of the show. We also have a bunch of great announcements. So me and Zach will be sharing that today.
And on top of that, we're going to be giving away $1,000 throughout the show. So
Wow, you're so generous.
make a comment with your
Yeah.
referral code found in the app on the profile page, and we'll just be picking out winners. Boom, $100 here, $100 there.
10 winners, $100 each, just because you are a Celsian. No, you don't need to do anything, right? I love it. Great promo. You see, I didn't even know anything about that. So swaps are coming. Again, the first going to be available to the platinum users and then to everybody else. So that's towards either the end of December or beginning of January. Yesterday we had close to an all-time record. We had a day that was higher than that, but yesterday we had 17 million in net deposits, which is great. So I want to thank everybody for all of your trust. And obviously, again, we still don't have enough ETH. We put a lot of ETH into ETH 2.0, so we could have had to commit for that. We deployed a lot of loans, so definitely need more ETH. And we need more stable coins. So definitely we'll be actually pushing a campaign also either this weekend or beginning of next week to just focus on stable coins and give you extra cash if you deposit stable coins. So watch out for that email. If you're not signed up to our emails, go to our homepage, Celsius.network, go all the way to the bottom of the page, and you will see a way where you can sign up. You can add your email to the distribution list. Okay. We got a lot of you complained that the OTC desk was $25,000 or more. So we got that lowered to 10,000. So now if you want to do 10,000 or more in sell to be more inclusive, you can email otc@celsius.network. People send me emails asking me what is the email for OTC. OTC@celsius.network. Don't ask me what that is. I keep saying that every week. And you can buy 10,000. If you buy more, you'll get that discount, right? We give up to 5% discount. The more you buy, the more discount you get from the spot price. Again, we accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, stable coins, or wire transfer. So we have a big surprise for you on Monday. There's a big interview going live. A lot of you were asking for that to happen. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's coming Monday, right? And last week, or this week, sorry, we told you the chain analysis announcement's coming out. We actually got Bloomberg TV to do an interview. I'm doing an interview with them. It's actually 3 blocks from here. Bloomberg TV on 60th Street and Lexington Avenue. I live on 63rd, right? 3 blocks down. And that's why we delayed the chain analysis announcement. So probably there's going to be an article in Cointelegraph and an interview on Bloomberg. So watch out for that. We're always going to list these things on our YouTube channel. So if you are, if you can't find it live or you want to watch stuff later, always go to YouTube, go to Celsius Network, and you'll see all that content there. Sorry. All right, let's see what else. So I wanted to talk a little bit about VoIP and MoIP, right? So voice over IP, money over IP. Many of you know I usually don't talk about VoIP for whatever reason, but I would definitely wanted to share with you the work that I've done. So basically, for about 10 years, I was traveling all over the world, right? Meeting with phone companies, meeting with different entrepreneurs to convince people that voice over IP is the future and that all of telephony is going to migrate from a system that existed for 100 years into something completely new called the internet. And actually, I got booted out of a bunch of conferences. I remember conferences in 95 and 96 where the big phone companies were the dominant sponsors, where they actually removed me from the conference. I was speaker, and they didn't like what I said, and they basically said, look, you're not welcome here, even though we invited you as a speaker. So the path for voice over IP was not easy. It wasn't like, oh, everybody was like, just, oh, let me download it on my app, on my phone. That's not how it started, right? And the phone companies did everything they could to block us from being successful, because they knew that all of their livelihood, all of the revenues are going to disappear if we're going to go from that $2 a minute to free, right? This is VoIP, and we're using it for free, right? So I put together basically all the places that I visited. Obviously, it's not all of them, but it's a chunk of them. And I put it on Slack, and that actually posted some time ago on my YouTube. On my YouTube, I posted it on my Twitter, and you can see here events going back. Sorry for this. Obviously, it's been in storage for a while, but you can see here events going back to 93, 94, 1994, right? 1993. So this is what it takes. This is just one. I mean, there's several of these, right? But this is what it takes to get something like voice over IP going. And VoIP, or money over IP, takes much more, right? So before COVID, before we had, I see there's a little glare there, but let me try to maybe, here, I'll put it here, maybe. Here we go. How about that? So before COVID, I presented in 200 conferences, 200 different conferences. You see all the different places here, going back all the way to 2016 and 17. Here's me and my wife traveling on a motorcycle. And these are all the accolades and all the things we got, speaker, conference attendee, blah, 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 right? But that's what it takes, carpe diem. You see on the bottom? So that's what it takes. Hopefully I won't break these TVs. To bring, to unbank yourself and migrate from the traditional banking system to the new world of finance. And what at stake here is much more than what was at stake with the phone companies. If you think about the battle with the phone companies, which I won several times, right? Putting wireless in the subway in New York, definitely, believe me, none of the phone companies wanted me to do that. It was like gym membership. Finally, people got to be underground and not have service, meaning the phone companies they still charge you that monthly fee, but they didn't give you anything in return. You were underground. You didn't have any reception. So winning against the phone companies was really almost like a practice run compared to going at it for the banks. Why? Because the banks control all the money in the world. We talk about all the money in the world. How hard do you think they're going to fight to make sure that they keep the profit instead of giving the profits back to you, right? So hundreds and hundreds of events, of conferences, not just me, also obviously many of the Celsians, the team members, my co-founder, everybody, right? Working, traveling all over the world, presenting, educating people, explaining to people that it's even possible. Even today, I mean, most people I meet who come from traditional finance or from traditional life think that this is a crazy idea, that this will never happen. Neither the government nor the banks will allow any of this to happen. So, and the truth is that, again, right, this is about the people. It's about giving the power back to the people. Voice over IP is taking the power away from the phone companies and giving it back to the people using the internet, right? And money over IP, or MOIP, right, is taking the power from the banks by not depositing money there, by basically convincing more and more people to not deposit money over there. We don't have to bring down the banks. If we just stop depositing money there, we are sucking the power away from them, because the only reason they have power is because we give them money for free. We don't ask anything back. And giving it to someone who's acting in your best interest, empowering the people who are acting in your best interest, and taking power away from the people who are not acting in your best interest. So that was kind of my quick VoIP to MOIP visualization, right? Visceral view for you guys to see what it takes, right? So this is not something we just started a few months ago, or you know, we got lucky and we got all these billions of dollars in deposits. We've been working at this for several years with exactly the same mission. Nothing has changed, right? Everything I've been saying to you, I've been saying in 2015 and 16 and 17 before everybody knew what Celsius is. So moving on. So let's talk about COVID a little bit, right? So obviously, COVID is a horrible thing, but there is something positive that comes out of it, right? And I did talk about this in one of the AMAs earlier this year. I think either in March or April. So if you want to look it up, you'll see me talking about this topic before as well. But the opportunity with COVID is that think of COVID as this accelerant, right? COVID is accelerating the digital adoption. So anything that would have otherwise take 10 years, because we're all stuck in our homes and we can't travel and we can't go to work and we can't meet people, because of all those things, suddenly things that would have otherwise taken 10 years to get mass adoption overnight, right? And because of that, there's transformation in the entire economy. So parts of the economy, US economy, global economy, parts of the economy are migrating or transforming themselves from being focused on how things used to be to immediately jumping 10 years into the future and doing things the way they will be done 10 years from now, right? So, and the obvious things are, okay, I'm going to sign up to, Amazon Prime, and I'm going to have everything shipped to me because I don't want to go to the supermarket. I don't want to go shopping in the mall and all this other stuff. But other things, much less obvious things, are happening without most of us noticing. And the opportunity for all of us, right? The opportunity for every one of you, who lost your job, you who got furloughed, you who got basically your business is suffering or closed down, right? The opportunity is to transform yourself, reinvent yourself into this new digital economy. And the reason this is so important is because normally in life, we are put on a certain track, and that's what we are. We're stuck there. That's it. This is our family. This is our work. This is our career. And here you're forced to reinvent yourself. You want it, you don't want it, you're going to have to reinvent yourself. And the opportunity for all of you is to, again, figure out what skill set you have that applies to this new digital economy that can make you be better than most other people, be much more successful than you were before. Because before, you were working for this or that company and you were using 10% of your skills, and now you have an opportunity to learn something new, transform yourself, get into the digital economy, get involved ahead of other people, be in the front of this transformation instead of at the back of it, and do much, much better for yourself, right? So the bad news, the bad stuff that's happening every day is also an opportunity, but it's only an opportunity if you do something about it. And getting involved in crypto, getting to basically focus on your financial well-being and all that stuff is definitely things that are one step already in that direction, right? Being a pro at digital currencies is a very unique skill. Less than 1% of the people on the planet even know that it exists. So if you are a pro at it, right, you're the 1% of the 1%, right? Even though you don't need to have millions of dollars. It's not about being rich and being in cryptocurrencies. It's about being a professional, knowing more than others And like I always joke, the pros like me are maybe 6 months ahead of you. That's it. It's such a new industry that no one is an expert. Everybody's still learning about it. So those are the kind of the two topics of the day. And I definitely have some news that I want to share with you. So let's take a look. Zach, let's share the screen.
Yep. I'm going to start picking winners. So
all right.
When you see a referral on the screen, I'm going to save it, and those are going to be our winners. So we'll just keep rolling those out throughout the show.
And you can use any of these referrals. I think these are $20 referrals, right? Every one of these posts, right?
Yep.
So if any of you are just watching this for the first time, you can pick any of these numbers. When you open an account with Celsius, you enter that number and you get $20, and the person whose code it is also gets $20. So, and thanks for doing it. And again, you can post that anywhere, right? So as long as you explain to people what the referral code is, you can post it on your YouTube, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, or whatever, and just invite people to join. And again, if they join, you get $20, they get $20. So this is how we want to do it, because we rather give you guys the money than spend it on Facebook or Google or whatever, right? I mean, now we're going to spend millions of dollars. Instead of giving it to the advertising companies, why wouldn't we just give it to our community, give it to the people who already are inside the community, and give some of it half and half, right? And half of it to the people who are just joining our community. So why isn't everybody doing that, right? So here we are. So let's look at the first screen. I'm just switching. You can see my screen. Zach, we're good?
Yep, good to go.
All right. So this is an article that just came out on Cointelegraph. Great article if you want to read it. Me talking about the bull market and where prices are going and stuff like that. Okay, it's on Cointelegraph. Also, we launched the web dashboard, right? We talked to you about the web portal or the web app. So this is the first version, CelsiusBoard.com. It's only available to people who sign up to the beta. So there's about 100 people or so, and you can basically go here. You enter your API key, which is available on your phone. Tamid, can I get my phone for a sec? Thanks. So if you go to your app and you want to basically, this service will be available soon. It's not available right now, but I just want to show you where this stuff happens. So if you go to your app, right, the main menu, you just click on your profile, and under the profile, if you go to basically to the API, there's a button here that says API. Right, you should be able to basically create a profile, create an API key, which goes into the site, and then on the site you'll be able to get all your information. So this is the first step in our web portal, but it's also the place where the proof of community is going to come to be. And again, another piece of the proof of community is our announcement with chain analysis, again coming out next Wednesday, so a few days from now. And other pieces will follow, right? So you'll be able to do all the stuff we're doing with the Horizon blockchain, where we're going to be recording all the information there, so you can verify our balances, our loans, the income. Did we actually pay all the stuff that we're supposed to pay properly? All that stuff will be available and coming every month. You'll see another release related to this. This is the first release, and you'll be seeing more coming soon. So I wanted to share with you Coin Paprika. Again, I love the site. I don't know if you guys are using it or not, but if you look at the kind of the top coins and you look at Celsius, we're ranked number 27 with a market cap of just over $1 billion, right? So again, different ratings and different sites. Coin market cap, for example, is owned by Binance. If you didn't know that, they have their own way of ranking things. We are ranked completely different there. The market cap there is maybe half of what it is here. So if you want fair numbers, independent views of where Celsius is in the ranked in the top 100, I would use CoinPaprika or CoinGecko. Another article that I wrote on NASDAQ came out recently, why you shouldn't be surprised by the Bitcoin rally. So if you haven't read it, again, just do a search for this title and you should be able to find it. I predicted at least 6 or 7 times this year in February, in April, and in June, and so on, that we will hit new highs. All that is documented. You can go on even on Tech or on Kitco TV or all kind of other places and see it. And it's not that I'm a genius. It's more about just looking at supply and demand, looking at the trends, and distilling it down to what I actually said on even on Tech specifically that it's going to be towards the end of Q4 of where we are right now, that we're going to hit new highs. Also, some great stuff. If you're not following us on Twitter, you should. Here's an example of us talking about our contribution to ETH 2.0. As you know, all of you know, Vitalik put about $1.5 million of his own money, right, his own ETH into ETH 2.0, and Celsius put 10 times more than Vitalik to make sure that the project launches successfully on time, because Ethereum was such a great supporter of Celsius, right? The Cell token runs on the Ethereum blockchain. It's an ERC20, and we wanted to make sure that when there were still questions about whether they're going to hit their deadline, hit the target, we put the last 25,000 ETH worth $15 million to make sure that ETH didn't have to go and say, sorry, we didn't collect enough, and put even more doubt on the project. So very excited about that. Here's another tweet that talks about how much we're paying every week. So this is the payments we've made last week, right? $2.24 million, and you see the breakout. If you're not following Celsius network, you should, and you can see all this data, right? Basically, how many Celsians are using. So you can see we're at all-time high of Celsians earning at Cell. We're at all-time high in overall payments right here, and we're at all-time high in how much we paid in Cell tokens. So as long as you're seeing all these things coming and running at all-time highs, it kind of tells you that Celsius is doing very well. The Cell token is going to continue to do well, and so on.
Something on that last chart, yep. Alex. There'll be a lot of critics saying, "Oh, why do you need a token? Why do you have to use a token?" And numbers that like 48% of our users want to earn in the token. So that's right. That's a strength of ours. It's But
yeah, and to clarify, you do not need a token to earn in Celsius. So if you want to have the safest of safe options, you can, safest of safe meaning zero volatility against the US dollar. You buy stable coins, you put them in Celsius, and you earn in kind, meaning you're getting USDC on USDC, TUSD on TUSD, right? Nothing to do with the Cell token. You don't need to even listen to it. Anytime you see me talking about Cell token, just skip forward, right? So we're not here to push Cell token on you or convince you to grab it or sell it, hodl it or anything like that. Our job is really just to give you two options. And as you see, but it's about 50-50, right? 50% of the people choose to just earn in kind, which is great. It's still very good for our community. And 50% say, no, I rather earn in Cell. And obviously Cell has done phenomenally better than earning in kind, right? So if we go back here and we look at Cell token, right? If you dig into the charts, you will see how phenomenal the returns are. Like, right, if you go to 1 year chart against any other coin, right, against Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything like that, you will see that no matter how you measure it, Celsius has done phenomenally well, right? 10 times, 20 times better than earning it any other way. So there was a lot of news in the news about stable coins, right? People are saying, We may regulate stable coins. You will only be able to issue a stable coin if you have a license from us. Is it good for Celsius or is it bad for Celsius? So definitely wanted to touch on that. I got a few emails from a few of you saying, worried Celsians, saying, oh my God, are you going to go out of business because of that? So let's take the obvious example. So let's say in January, Libra, or now it's called DM, I think. They changed their name. Too many bad news about Libra, so they're just going to call themselves something else. It's like a wolf putting a new sheep clothing on and pretending like, well, I'm not longer that sheep. I'm now a different sheep, right? So the point is that let's say Libra comes out and they got their license. We're just going to add them to the wallet. I mean, we don't choose winners and losers. We're not here to say Libra is good, but USDC or USDT is bad, right? We let our community make that choice. So if the users choose USDC, then most of our deposits are going to be USDC. If the users choose a Libra or whatever it's called, in January, then we're going to have a lot of those deposits. Our job is really to generate yield, right? We're like a machine that just spits out yield. It doesn't matter what you put in. It doesn't matter if you put in Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cell token or Litecoin or Libra. What comes out of the machine? Oh, it's a pun on the machine, right? So what comes out of the machine is yes, is yield, and that's all you care about, right? All right. So one more thing that I wanted to cover, and we're going to try to do this every week, the Mashinsky method. Everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go quickly through it before we jump into questions. And Zach has a few more surprises for you. So number one, okay, make a financial plan. We talked about that last week. A financial plan means you need to know all your finances. I know you're busy, you got kids, you're parents, you have a job, you have a second job, but you gotta dedicate 1 day a week. You gotta say, okay, on a Sunday, I'm taking 2 hours and I'm doing nothing else. I'm locking myself in the room. There's no noise, there's nothing. Or I sit in my car, I drive to the park, I just sit in my car, lock all the windows and everything, and I just do my financial planning. Most of the stuff is on your phone anyway, right? And financial planning is not complicated. It's just pulling together all your expenses, pulling together your income, comparing the two, looking at where is your money going? Where is it bleeding? Where are you basically losing money, right? And knowing your destinations. For example, knowing, okay, I'm spending $10,000 a month in total. My income is $11,000 a month. I should be able to save $1,000 a month, right? And that's what my plan is, right? I'm going to take $1,000 and I'm going to save. That's point number two. You got to save. If you don't save and you don't make your money work for you, nothing will happen. You'll be sitting in that car 30 years from now asking yourself, how come you don't have any savings? And how come you're still working for the man instead of the money working for you? So only if you save, you can make your money work for you. Point number three, you got to identify debt that is painful and that is bringing you down and debt that is good for you. There is debt that is good and there is debt just like fat. There's bad fat and there's good fat, right? Olive oil, good fat, right? Canola oil, bad fat. Same thing with debt. Credit card debt, bad debt. I don't care what kind of credit card it is. I don't care what gizmos, what shit they're selling you, what promos they're stealing from you. These credit card companies have the biggest buildings in every city. How do you think they got to own those buildings? From giving you 1% back, right? So whatever you got to do first, you take all that excess cash and you pay down the debt. You will have zero success if all you're doing is basically saving while you're paying 24% for your credit card on your credit cards, right? So definitely we don't want any of that. So you got to eliminate the debt, bring it down to zero, and don't create new one, meaning you got to control yourself, your wife, your kids from creating that new debt, right? Because otherwise you just start the cycle all over again. Now, mortgage or low-cost car loans, those car loans that are 3 or 4%, that is fine, right? You don't touch those. You don't want to pay those down. That's cheap money. You want to get rid of the expensive money and replace that with savings, right? Pay that down and then take the excess cash and put it to savings like Celsius, where you can earn 10%. And that starts accumulating. Now you have no debt, that expensive debt. You have some long-term debt, cheap debt, like your home mortgage, that's fine. And you're earning 10%. You're paying 4% to basically own your home, and you're earning 10% at Celsius. That is a great formula to create wealth, to get to retirement, right? Next one. Grow your savings. So again, every time you're about to spend, every time you're about to use your credit card, you got to think, where do I put that money? Do I put it in a savings bucket, or do I put it in I'm never going to see it again bucket, right? The minute you spend it, I don't care what you bought, there is almost zero chance that whatever you bought is going to be worth more than what you paid for it. Anything you bought in a store or in a mall, I guarantee you will not even get 50 cents on the dollar if you try to sell it. The second you walked out of the store and you try to sell it to somebody else, it's worth less than half. Where if you put it on the other side, every Monday you wake up and there's more money. So what do you want? More money or 50% of your money? I might bring 50 to come and explain it to you if you don't get it, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to hire 50 to explain it to people. So point number 5 is how much you need for retirement, right? So you need to know that numbers. There's a big difference between I'm going to save enough for financial freedom, meaning it's going to pay off my bills, and retirement. Retirement is what happens if I stop working. Do I have enough money to pay all of my expenses, even if I don't work at all? I want to go and volunteer. I want to travel the world. I want to do something else, right? So it's a completely different plan. There's plan 1 and plan 2. So when you sit in that car on a Sunday for 2 hours, spend at least half an hour planning your retirement and thinking, what does it look like? Just close your eyes and imagine, what is my retirement looks like? Where am I going to live? How much am I going to spend? Where is that money going to come from? And unless you're saving for it today, that retirement is never going to happen, unfortunately. For most Americans today, there is no retirement. So, all right, so that's point number 5. Point number 6 is never stop learning. So there's always new ways of earning yield. Celsius captures some of them, but there are other ways as well. It doesn't mean that, oh, I put all my eggs in one basket in Celsius and I'm going to watch that basket very carefully, right? Yes, that is a good plan, but you need plan B also. And plan B is really how you're going to basically develop what you are going to do, right? I mean, you need other sources of yield if they're good sources, and you need to diversify your money there. And the last one is manage your risk, and that's, again, watching the basket. So you need to know where your money is. You need to know how it's doing. And I have a link here. Let me see. One of these links is supposed to Plan C. I don't know if you guys saw Plan C. Do I have it here or no?
Yeah, he's one of our most active Twitter community members.
Yeah, so I guess I can just find him here on the, what do you call it? On our right. So Plan C has created a beautiful site that you can use. We're still sharing the screen?
Good.
Zach? Yeah, we're good. So go to this website. Again, this is a community member. This is not Celsius. It's not we paying this guy. This is a community member who put together an amazing set of charts that show you, okay, is the flywheel healthy, right? Watching the basket. Point number 7 is using resources like this one, right? Where somebody already did all the work for you and tells you, hey, is Celsius continue to do well, or should you maybe worry and pull some of your assets because they're not doing well? All the charts are going this way instead of that way. So plenty of information here, great information. Again, you got to know what's good and what's bad. This chart is actually good, right? Here, the chart going down is a good thing, not a bad thing. But the point is go through it, read it, and learn as much as you can and share that with other people, right? So I think there's plenty of information that's available out there. Working with the people who act in your best interest is definitely the right way to do it. And again, thank you for your support. And Zach, I think you had a few updates, and then we're going to jump into questions.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting a ton of referral codes. I've already winners, and we should give more. So we're 15 winners instead of 10.
All right. You see, like
giving them out. One thing I don't know if you mentioned.
Oh, I didn't share. Yeah,
sorry.
Just one more thing that I didn't share. If I'm still sharing the screen,
Go ahead.
There's a new interview. I just did this a day or two ago about what does 21 look like. So it's the same reporter from Kitco News that I did previous interviews with, predicting the prices for Bitcoin. Again, 33,000 views, almost 34,000 views, and over 1,000 likes. So thank you guys for watching it. But for the Celsius community, if you missed it, here's the link. Just go to YouTube and search for Kitco News, and you should be able to find this. And again, I'm talking about how I have over $100 million in my wallet, right? So my Celsius wallet, I don't even know if there is a secret information here, but basically my wallet right now is this is just one wallet out of multiple, has $102 million in balances. Okay, so as an example, so
that's a lot of.
So the point is that my coins, Siri keeps jumping in. So the point is that my coins, my wallet, my wealth is sitting right next to yours. My Bitcoin sitting next to your Bitcoin. My USDC right next to your USDC, and so on. Right, earning exactly the same amount. If you have $10 and I have $100 million, shouldn't we be earning different percentages? Right, just like at JP Morgan, they would pay me probably 10 times more than they pay you, right? Because I'm a big whale, right? But here, we're treating everybody alike. We're giving the little guy exactly the same opportunity as the biggest guy. I'm probably the biggest single guy in Celsius, right? Biggest single depositor. So all those things are important, and it's important that people do what they say, right? Can they prove to you that they're doing or they're acting in your best interest, or are the minute they're off camera or they're finished the interview, they do the opposite, right? They grab and run away instead of trying to help you as they promised. So Zach, yeah, you were saying, I cut you off.
No problem. I was saying that if you look in the community page, we have all this interesting data, and every night I post a screenshot from the community page, kind of just show everybody what's going on. And last night I noticed we crossed 5 billion in transfers to the app. So Amazing. People have sent Celsius over $5 billion worth of crypto, which is just like an absurd number. But
so there's only one company in the world, and there's only one company in the world that did better than Celsius, which is a Grayscale, right? And so I think they're like something like 7.5 billion. So we are within a few months we will be number one, right? Right now we're still number two, but within a few months we will be number one. So yeah, great achievement for Celsius. And again, the only reason for our success is not because we are such geniuses. It's because we earned your trust. We paid you back over $110 million in interest, and we convinced enough people that we're acting in your best interest. And people just said, hey, I'm not keeping my coins with Coinbase or Binance or somewhere else. I'm not keeping my dollars with my bank, right? I'm just transferring it over because these guys just treat me better. It's that simple. All right, so let's jump into the Q&A. Again, there's a lot, I think, on the chat, right? Pretty active chat, so make sure you include those people.
We got tons of action. So one thing a lot of people are asking about is the promo codes. So people are entering the promo code, getting a message, and then sending in funds, but they're not seeing the locked reward. So we just want to let everyone know that the promo codes are working and you will get that reward. It's just not showing up as locked. So we're fixing that, and app updates coming out, and you'll see those locked rewards. But as long as you put a code and transfer in the right amount, you will get that reward.
Yeah, we had a little bug. It does happen. And our team promised that next week they will have a release that fixes that. So don't worry. We didn't suddenly stop paying you or took money away from you or anything like that. So you will see that fixed. And I know a lot of you send tickets to customer service, and partially the reason that other people we're slow to respond on customer service requests and corporate application and everything else is because we got a deluge of people saying, hey, where's my money? So all that money is still there. All right, next question.
Yeah, and when like something small like this happens, or you can always ask in our Telegram chat, and you can kind of get some community support for these non-critical things.
Yeah, community definitely responds faster than customer service. So go to Telegram first or Twitter. We have community members 7 days a week. Don't send anybody money. Don't send anybody your keys. Don't send anybody crypto. Just you can ask questions, and if you're not sure about the answer, wait for customer service. But the simple questions, you can rely on the community to answer, right? But there's still hackers trolling these channels, hoping that you will make a mistake and give them your code, like your 2FA or whatever. Do not never give anyone. I don't care if they tell you they're from Celsius. If I call you and I ask you for your 2FA, what's the answer? No, Alex, I'm not giving you the 2FA. That's the answer. It doesn't matter who's calling you. Never, ever, ever give your 2FA or your password or anything to anyone. I guarantee I will never call you and ask you for your 2FA. All right, so we have several incidents where people thought they were talking to Celsius employees or Celsius agents. If somebody calls you, you don't know who they are because you didn't dial that number. You don't know if it's customer service, right? So you hang up and you can call them back and you can say, hey, let me talk to Alex. I want to make sure that you actually work for him. All right, so I'm very upset with people who are trying to save for retirement being scammed by scammers just because they trust them. So next.
Had put out a good video about Spark. Could you tell users what exactly?
Yeah, so look, all you have to do first, the video is right here. Spark token, right? Here's Nuke. He grew a mustache, and we were thinking, who does he look like? Joe Tucci, right? From Hollywood, or I don't know what, or Bruce Willis, right? We have Bruce Willis working for us. But the point is, as long as your XRP is in the account before before December 11th, meaning next week or the week after, you will get your Spark token. The Spark are not going to be issued until 2021, but the snapshot will be taken and you're going to get your stuff. So again, look, there are hundreds of videos here, right? Of everything you can imagine, answers to every one of your questions. All you have to do is scroll down, take a look. Here's an hour-long video I've done answering everything that has to do with yield. You want to know how yield is created and where it's being used and so on, so on. I did it with Digital Asset News. He peppered me with every question you can imagine. I guarantee you that this video answers 90% of the questions you have about yield, okay? And again, it's point number 7 in the Mashinsky method. You should be doing due diligence. You should be asking hard questions. No one here is telling you, don't ask any questions. We are doing everything for you. Trust us. That's not the Mashinsky method. The Mashinsky method is about you knowing every detail about who is caring for your money and making sure every week that they continue to do what they promised you. And the minute they deviate from that plan, you better take your money and run, okay? Because that's what happens with almost every company, okay? Most companies start as somebody who's trying to help you, and sooner or later, they're trying to squeeze as much as they can out of you. Start adding fees, they start adding all kind of other stuff, and it's not the good deal that you thought it was. You still think in your head that this or that credit card is doing good by you, but it's not what's happening. All right, next question.
Right, we just saw someone come out with a credit card, right? And if you look at the
Yeah.
fine print,
Hidden fee is
not quite as
$200.
attractive as it appears.
Here's 1% of in Bitcoin, but we're going to charge you $200 every year, and we're going to charge you crazy interest rate. So no, not the Mashinsky method. Do not order the BlockFi card. Not acting in your best interest. Okay. Why earn 1% if you can earn 10%? Right? Think about it that way. Just take that money that you would have otherwise spent. They're trying to convince you to spend more money. Spend $3,000. We're going to give you something. Put $3,000 into USDC and see how it pays you every Monday. That's what you should be doing. Next question.
I think we did the math on that, and you have to spend $13,000 to break even, and then another $13,000 to make $200.
Yes.
Absurd.
All right, you have another winner? I think it's time for another winner.
Oh no, I've been picking them out. We've got 8 winners so far.
Okay, great.
They're getting paid today, and we got 1,000 live viewers.
Great.
We're gonna have to do this every week, Alex. Can I get approval for that?
Well, we promised. We promised we're going to give. And you didn't even talk about the promo code yet. You just what do you call it? You're just throwing money at people, right? Here, it's like the PPP. You know, Zach has his own PPP program. You know. All right, let's cover the question.
Last thing, can we get an update on the in-app swaps and the Platinum First access?
Yeah, so it's in development. We're testing it as we speak. No fee swap inside the app, meaning it's cheaper, faster, and better than Uniswap or Binance. You name a platform, and I guarantee you that the Celsius swap will be cheaper, faster, and better than any of those platforms because we don't charge anything. So we take the best rate possible and allow you to swap with another Celsius at that price, right? Boom, no fees, right inside the Celsius wallet. So again, it's a service to the community. We make enough money in other places. We don't have to make it here. That's the whole point about Celsius. That's why we don't charge any fees on credit card transactions or on swap or on withdrawals. We pay your withdrawal fee, right? And the next version of the Celsius wallet shows you how much we paid you to date in withdrawal fees. We actually calculated all that, and it's going to show you all those numbers. So again, it's not sometimes people go and say, well, it's too good to be true. How can they do this without charging anything for anything? It's not that we charge 20% of the money we're earning for you. That's the only thing we charge for, right? Is that plenty? Yes, we are profitable. Celsius profitable. We just gave all of our employees bonuses. Zach, how was your bonus?
Beautiful.
Is this $1,500 coming out of your bonus or out of Celsius? Because you're so rich now, like maybe you should pay for it. All right, next question.
Giving back directly to the community in more ways than one.
All right.
Okay, all right. Let's get to some questions here. How are loans going? Laura's asking, are they really at 0%?
Yep, they're at 0, and 0 is 0. Just apply for a loan. You can fill up the T's and C's. You can read them. So when we present the T's and C's to you, read them, and the fee we charge is 0. The interest rate we charge is 0. BlockFi charges you 2% origination fee, just to talk to them. Hey, 2%, right? Then after that, it's 4 or 5% interest rate. So why would any of you guys would take a loan with somebody else, right? If you're in the UK, it's special because we love the UK. We're based in the UK. Celsius is a UK-based company, right? We launched a special program because it took us forever to get this UK thing launched and get it filed for all of our licenses and everything, right? So because it took so long, we said, let's do something special for the UK. And here we are. So apply for it. There's no penalty to cancel. You don't like anything about the program, you can cancel at any time. You can walk away, and there's no penalty. We're not a bank. I know your bank will charge you penalties and early termination and withdrawal fees and inactivity fees and your live fees, all kind of fees, right? None of that. Okay, we make all of our money from yield, right? We earn yield, hundreds of millions of dollars. We keep 20%, right? So if we paid you $110 million, we made $22 million, right? We made 20% on top of that. So that's how you have to think about it, right? 20 million is a lot of money, right? It might even pay for this apartment. No, just kidding. Next question.
Okay, will US users be able to use the swap feature, and will they be able to swap for sell token?
So a lot of these questions are still pending. Again, basically think about it this way: anything that is inside the Coinbase wallet, because they're a U.S. company, you'll be able to swap, because whatever they got approved, we will get approved as well. But there's definitely just certain questions still remaining. Again, we are launching the earn and sell very, very soon for accredited U.S. investors. So it may be that accredited are allowed to do it, but non-accredited are not. I don't have the final answer for it yet, but it's coming. It's going to be here soon. Again, get December out of the way, January, all the stuff. There's a flood of new features coming your way in January. The web app, the swapping, the earn and sell, right? All that stuff is going to be here live in January. So definitely going to be a very, very busy month for us.
All right. Will Celsius be supporting digital collateralized stocks and bonds? And could they earn interest on those?
Yeah. So if you look at, I do want to share one screen here. So are you, can you share the screen for a second?
Yep.
Good to go?
Yep.
So this big chart that I showed you before, the MOIP, the 200 and something presentations that I've done for MOIP, this is one of the slides from the MOIP show, right? From me pitching worldwide, right? And you can see this is going back to when we had animals, right? Back in 2017. Remember, Celsius had animals. The OGs, the Celsius OGs know what I'm talking about, right? You see this little Celsius monkey that has a C on him? So we used to have animals that were like basically our brand. So this is a slide that we shared with everybody, you know, like kind of trying to explain to people what's happening, how we went through these waves of adoption, right? First there was Satoshi, then we had the anarchist, and then we had the libertarians, and so on, right? And how are we going to get to mass adoption? How are we going to cross this chasm right here? And I kept explaining to people, this is back in 2017, right? How we had two steps. BTC was one, ETH was the second one, and then I gave them three options. I said, okay, what's the next step of evolution? And most people were betting on security tokens, they were betting on NFTs, or they were betting on Libra. And I said to everybody back when there was less than $1 billion worth of stable coins, I said it's all going to be about stable coins. The next step. Why? Because DeFi, what we call DeFi today, what I called MOIP, is all about stable coins and yield and so on. That is the bridge. So Celsius focused on that, and we did exceptionally well. And everybody else who focused on everything else didn't do so well, right? Do you see any great security tokens? So I'm not saying security tokens are not going to happen. I'm just saying that it's going to take a very long time for that part of the industry to take off. So right now we are focused on generating yield for you, and this is how we're doing. All right, next question.
Okay, a question from Scott on Twitter. Do you have plans to come out with a credit compete with BlockFi?
The BlockFi credit card is shit, so I wouldn't want to compete with that. Us not having a card is competing with the BlockFi credit card. We're just trying to get you to spend money you don't have and pay 25% on it and pay $200 a year. Why would you pay $200 a year? You can get, I don't have the card on me, but go to Fidelity, Go to fidelity.com. They give you a card that pays back 2%. 2%, no strings attached, no this, no that, no annual fee, nothing. Just open a Fidelity account, get back 2% on your money. Okay? So that's my answer to BlockFi. Get a Fidelity card. Okay? When we have a better card, better than Fidelity, something that gives you more than 2% per year with no fees, then we will issue it, right? So today, the bar is not doing better than BlockFi. The bar is doing better than Fidelity. Next question.
All right. We are taking questions on Twitter, #CelsiusAMA. A question from the chat is, why do governments not like stablecoins?
Well, it depends who. The US government actually likes stable coins, right? The governments that don't like stable coins are the people who print other type of money. So if you're the Brazilian government and you have reals, which is your local currency, and all of your citizens start using stable coins instead of your local currency, which you print, right? You print and make money out of thin air. So do you like it or you get upset about it, right? So the issue is more about international coverage. I mean, in the United States, it's more about regulations, meaning like Talib or somebody else saying, hey, I don't want the poor people to get hurt because they're going to buy somebody's stable coin and it's not real and they're going to lose their money, right? So that's the issue. It's more about making sure that is not happening. But all the coins that we have in our wallet, the tokens, the stablecoin tokens, USDC, USDT, GUSD, Gemini, right? Paxos, all great companies, all trust companies, meaning they must, by law, have $1 for every one token that they issue, right? So they can't use that money for any other purposes. So you're safe. Again, I have millions of dollars in USDC, right? Anytime I have spare cash, I convert it into USDC, put it in Celsius, 10.5% per year. Sleep very well at night. So I wouldn't worry about that. Next question.
Okay, it looks like Celsius Hub has just released a content platform for Celsians to translate content. I'm going to get the link here and I'm going to share it, but thank you, Celsius.
All right, great. Let's go there right now.
Continuing to push the community forward.
Here we go. So we are on I'm sharing the screen, so let's show it to them.
Okay.
So again, it's a great site. We have a link to it from the Celsius network site as well. Here's our flywheel. Great content showing you how well we're doing. And I don't know where the link is to this content thing, but let's see if we can find it. It's probably here. All right, I guess he's gonna put it on. Maybe I need to refresh. But anyway, the point is it's gonna be there. And he also has the top 200, so you can kind of see what's the total tokens out there, what is the machine doing with his coins, and so on, right? Here's my wife. My wife is number 3 now. Wow, look at that. She moved up to USA Strong is my wife. I gave her a few tokens, just a few. All right, next question.
All right, Chris from Twitter's asking, any update on Australian service? Are licenses coming through?
Yeah, so because of COVID, looks like the bureaucracy in Australia has crawled to a halt. We have not heard back from the regulators on our license application. So I'm hoping that maybe December, maybe January, but we are still kind of completely dependent on the bureaucracy, the Australian bureaucracy to, again, you can still deposit, you can still take a loan. You don't need, it's not like if you're Australians, there's nothing you can do. You can do almost everything. You just can't give us right now an Australian dollar straight into our account, right? So that's the only thing that we'll be adding as an additional feature. So you'll be able to basically go to your bank, transfer money, and you're done, right? So today you have to buy a stable coin, send it to us, or move Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the regular stuff, right? So that's the difference. Next question. But we are opening an office there. We're interviewing people right now to be hired there. We're looking for 1 loan associates somebody who processes local loans, and we're looking for a trader, somebody who basically helps us trade in the Asia time zone. So experience with basically transferring coins, managing coins, trading coins on different platforms. If you have that experience, you want to join Celsius, or you have any loan experience, send your email or your resume to jobs@celsius.network. Next question.
All right, Crypto Toe is asking, will Celsius go public, and what's the time frame for that?
That's a good question. When we have a plan, we'll let you know. Right now, no plans, but we're definitely looking into. There are no real public companies. There are some fake public companies in crypto, but maybe we should be the first public company, right? So we'll see. I know Coinbase is thinking of going public. There are a few others, so we'll see. Next question.
Would you consider MicroStrategy like a quasi-public crypto company now?
Well, their treasury is invested in crypto assets, but their business is not crypto, right? So nothing in their business. There's not a single part of their business that touches crypto, right? So they do data analytics, they do all kind of other stuff. Their stock is doing very well, so they're a great public company. They just happen to have a lot of their treasury, almost all their treasury, in Bitcoin.
Okay, a question from Vester18. If I took a loan for 6 months, can I pay it back early?
Yes.
Also, can I open an account for my 17-year-old son?
Yeah, so you can pay a loan off at any time, right? So there's no penalties. And especially since your interest, if you took a 25% LTV loan, is 1%, or your interest in the UK is 0%, paying it early, if there's no penalties, means nothing, right? It's like you can basically close it at any time. So if you took a 50% LTV loan, then your interest is higher, maybe 9% or whatever. And when you close it, you have to pay 6 months. If you're already 3 months into the loan, we're going to charge you 3 months worth of the rest of the loan because we have costs setting up these loans. So that's why the minimum is 6 months. Next question.
Okay. Any plans to allow deposits of coins that do not earn a yield?
Yeah, we thought about this a little bit. People basically saying, I just want to keep all my coins in Celsius. Again, it costs us money to manage all these other coins. So in theory, if we can find use for them and it's not too much hassle, we also pay the withdrawal fees, right? So we have costs, but it makes sense. It's a utility that we want to give our customers. So I definitely think that I asked my team to do it. They were just saying basically, look, we have all these projects, we're understaffed. Let us catch up. Then we can do something like this. Next question.
Okay. If I make a OTC purchase, is there a required lockup?
So the OTC team can tell you if there is any lockup or not. You need to email them and let them know.
Okay, another good question from Crypto Toe. Where do you see Bitcoin peaking this next cycle?
So I just did a full video on it. I don't know if Tom uploaded it, but there should be a new video here on our channel with all of my predictions. We're in the wrong channel here, right? So is it this one? No. Yes. So this video right here gives you 20 minutes worth of predictions in detail, which I probably don't have time to do here. So just watch that video. Next question.
All right. Everyone ask your questions. #CelsiusAMA on Twitter. We've got only one more prize to give away. We've given out 14 $100 prizes.
All right, time to spill the beans on the. Yeah, it's time to spill the beans on the promo code.
Okay, promo code has been fantastic. It's for all the new users out there. When you have your family member or a friend that's curious about crypto, they want to start off small, have them use promo code ART and just transfer $10 to the app and you'll get a $10 reward. Okay, just $10 to start.
$10 for $10. Wow. Yeah, now that is a
100%
good deal.
returns instantly.
Yeah, you double your money in
That's
30
awesome.
days, guaranteed.
Yeah, that is the way to go. So there's a lot of skeptics out there, a lot of people that are not sure. Promo code START, $10, get $10.
Wow, I love that. Is that for first-time users or anyone can do it?
Just first-time users. Just first-time users.
All right, all of you first-timers, all of you skeptics, all of you guys who are like saying, none of this is real or whatever, you know, I think it's time. Your time has come.
And we need everyone to hit the button, give us a thumbs up. This become like a iconic part of our community, and we have over 1,000 viewers now. We can really get this to grow 10,000, 100,000, 100 million, Alex.
That's right. Yeah, we want to be the best watched broadcast in crypto, right? So we got to beat everybody else, right? This is where Celsians make money. So, Tamit, can you ask Chrissy to come? Why don't you join us? Yeah. Next question.
Why is Cell Token not listed on major exchanges?
So I had a visit here. One of the top 3 exchanges was at my house here today. They came to visit me here, and I explained to them again and again that we don't pay fees, listing fees. We have the best customers in crypto, right? We have $3.3 billion worth of whale money and investor money and Celsian money and so on. And you want us to bring that to you, the exchange, and pay you money to bring our best customers to you. I think it should be the other way around. You, the exchange, should pay us money to bring our best customers to you. So for now, we put a lot of our volume on Uniswap. All of you guys who want Cell Token can go to Uniswap and basically use it. And guess what? When you trade on Uniswap, Celsius makes money. Celsius benefits from it. Celsius users benefit from it because Uniswap pays 0.3% in fees. And now those fees go to the people who provide liquidity on Uniswap. So do you want me to pay money to an exchange and take Celsius money and give it to them instead of giving it to you in interest? Or do you want me to collect money, just like I'm collecting already money from Uniswap, and redistribute it back to the community? So it's a very simple answer. The answer is, of course, we want to collect money from the exchange. So sooner or later, all these mega exchanges, right? We just need to be top 20 coin probably. All these mega exchanges are going to list us, and they're going to share their fees. Mark my words. All these exchanges are going to share fees with Celsians.
So instead of us paying to list,
exactly,
they are going to work with us in order to get this massive community on their platform.
Get some fruit, get some energy. Yeah. Next question.
Okay. Is Chrissy coming on the show?
Yeah, she'll be here in a minute.
Okay. This volatility that we've had over Thanksgiving, is that going to lead to higher rates coming to depositors?
Yeah, higher volatility normally means more higher rates. The rates do fluctuate, they go up and down. Like right now, there's a lot of demand for stable coins, so the rate in stable coins may go up, but there's not that much demand for Bitcoin, right? The demand for Bitcoin is coming down. So that's why we lowered a little bit the rate on Bitcoin. We lowered the fee on the first 5, right? Instead of the first 5 earning 6.2%, now it's the first 2. And but we are keeping the rate on stable coins close to all-time highs. So definitely that's why. Next question.
Okay, and I wanted to bring up again that OTC has been brought down from 25,000 to 10,000 on the orders. We want to give access to everybody that we can to make those OTC orders. We accept Bitcoin. We accept Ethereum. Please, any orders you want, send them straight to OTC at Celsius.
Right, and somebody said 25,000 cell token. It's not 10,000 or 25 cell token. It's $25,000 or $10,000 now, right? So it's meaning it's like 4,000 cell tokens now. You want to buy 4,000 cell tokens or more? That's basically, you can do it on OTC.network. Sorry, OTC at Celsius.network. Yes, next question.
Okay, from Twitter, Matt's asking, with staking at ETH 2.0, is there any plans to offer a long-term rate for these long-term holders?
Yeah, so we're going to have a separate deposit address for ETH 2.0. And every time you want to deposit ETH, you can decide, are you putting it into the blended rate, which would be the rate that we earn on all of our activity, or a separate address which is dedicated to ETH 2.0 staking. And we will be publishing the rate weekly of what is the rate on that staking fee. We don't charge any fee for staking, so whatever we can get from Ethereum, you will be earning. So you can decide every week. The only thing is that with the ETH 2.0, those are like for 2 years, so you can't really withdraw it at any time. The blended rate, you can withdraw at any time, right? So if you know you're going to hodl for a long period of time, then definitely what do you call it? Put it in the ETH 2.0. All right, I see my honey is here. My honey brought some honey. Look at that. You see?
Saved 10 bottles for your guests, for your community.
So you met Chrissy before. She's a huge supporter of crypto, of Celsius. She's becoming a pro herself. Believe it or not, she pays her employees in crypto. Even we don't do that. So way ahead of the trend. I love it. She has a new startup. Some of you know.
A lot of your viewers already know.
Yes. USA Strong.io. And she got this great product that I'm actually
from Detroit City.
Yeah, made in the US.
Detroit City Distillery, and B is in the D. So it's bourbon infused honey, and we saved about 10 bottles for you guys.
Like I said, my honey brought some honey, so.
You want to try it or smell it?
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
Great. I love it. I love bourbon, and I like, just like in a light, I don't drink, but I love it like as a infused.
It's bourbon infused.
Yes,
so you put it on ice cream. And
all right. How about a cup of tea with some bourbon honey?
Just want to
Sure, yeah. But I would also love a cup of tea for.
It's really good for you.
Yeah. I love honey. Look,
I don't think it'll get you drunk.
And it supports the environment because bees are what gives us all of our fruits and vegetables. If you didn't know that, without bees, you wouldn't have any fruits or any vegetables. They pollinate every plant. Oh, it's great. All right, a cup of tea. How about that?
I'm gonna go make him tea.
All right. Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So Chrissy is doing amazing. It's a process. We're actually using the blockchain there, or going to use the blockchain to verify that products are made in the US. So like this product, we verified all the components, the content. And so if you buy that bottle, you'll be able to see, okay, the bottle itself, the glass was made in this and this state. The label was printed here in this and this state. The honey was made in Michigan. Here is the factory that put it all together. And it was shipped to you locally and so on. So just trying to, again, leverage locally made with the blockchain and support the local community, right? Empower local businesses to do good and do well, right? To get all of you to stop buying Chinese products off Amazon and help your fellow man who's living down the street from you, whose business is struggling. So love what she's doing. I'm an investor. And go on the website and help out, okay? usastrong.io. All right, next question. And I'm going to get a cup of tea. I got a cup of tea out of it, you see? So.
Jen is asking, a while back I tried to take a loan to familiarize myself with how it all works. the minimum was 10K and I didn't have enough collateral. Has this minimum been lowered?
Yeah, minimums now are $500. You can take a loan as small as $500. Good point. Thanks for making us repeat that. So we love loans, right? Loans is what drives the Celsius flywheel, the Celsius engine. So it's important that we communicate these things, right? The minimum, the term, no penalties, no upfront fees. Again, many of our competitors charge basically require $5,000 or $10,000 as a minimum loan. With Celsius, you can start at $500, right? So everybody's pre-approved. Again, you don't need to verify income. You don't need to show us that you are a U.S. citizen or anything, right? All you need to have is a little bit of assets in Celsius, including any asset, anything we support. You can deposit it and take a loan against it without selling it, right? The main advantage is that you're deferring your taxes. If you bought it at whatever, at 10 cents and it's now $2, if you sell it, you will pay half of that to the government. But if you took a loan against it, you have no cost, right? Basically, almost no cost if you took a 1% loan. Next question.
And like having cash is not very advantageous. I was thinking about it. If you have a huge gain, right, and then you sell and you have this pile of cash, that cash is losing value every day.
Faster and faster and faster.
Right. So what do you do as a investor if you have all these assets and you want to cash out? Does that mean you just have to move into a different asset to generate income? Because I mean, the cash is not going to do anything for you.
So again, watch this video. I talk about all of that, but basically what I'm doing right now is I'm putting about half in gold and half in cash, right? So if you buy Pax Gold or Tether Gold, you will earn about 5.5% on it. We're updating the rates. We're actually raising the rates. It was 4.5. Now it's going to be 5.5. So you have the appreciation of gold. I think gold is going to go higher, and you're going to earn 5.5% on it, right? So I'm saying put half in there and half you keep in cash. You just buy a USDC or USDT or TUSD stable coins. You deposit them in Celsius and you earn 10.5%. 10.5%. 100 times more than your bank. 100 times more than your bank. What can I say? Next question.
All right. Has Celsius reached out to companies like MicroStrategy that hold a ton of Bitcoin?
I didn't hear the beginning of it, of the question.
Has Celsius reached out to companies like MicroStrategy that hold a bunch of Bitcoin?
So we talked to, thank you, honey. Here, I got my bourbon infused honey. What do you call it? Tea.
You gonna get lit on the AMA?
No, that's good. It's probably gonna make my voice sound different, We have about 100 corporates join Celsius every month. 100 companies join Celsius every month because they want to put their treasury in Celsius, right? So some people are comfortable putting their coins with others. Some people want to keep it in cold storage. So I think MicroStrategy bought all their Bitcoin on Coinbase. And Coinbase is one of the best sources of Celsius customers. So there's no reason why we cannot convince them to come to Celsius. So we will definitely follow up on that. Next question.
All right. Pulling questions from Twitter. #CelsiusAMA. We've got, if I take a loan on Celsius, the collateral does not earn interest, but does it count towards calculating your cell platinum level for extra rewards?
Yes. So your ratio, whatever cell you have, it doesn't matter if you have a loan against it or not. We don't penalize you for taking a loan. So whatever your loan is, that's your whatever your balance is, that is your status. So if you're already platinum, taking a loan is not going to make you gold or silver or something else. But as you know, we've added a new category for people who have at least 5% of their assets in Cell. So if you want to try Cell token, again, you can buy it on Uniswap. You can buy it somewhere else. Again, we have explainer videos. If you go back here and you just scroll down, here's a great video that shows you how to buy Cell token on Uniswap. And again, if you want to sell, you just do the reverse, right? You want to sell Cell token, you take your Cell token, you do the reverse of this video to convert Cell into ETH or Cell into USDC or anything like that, right? So all these things work both ways. And here's another one to do it on Switch.io. So if you prefer Switch.io, here it is. So again, it does not impact your status as a Celsian.
All right, here's another question from the chat. If the value of the collateral given by borrowers crash, how does this impact Celsius?
So that's why we're only doing 33% LTV or 25% LTV, right? So let's say you have collateral and it crashes 50%, right? The worst crash in a day that Bitcoin has was like something like 40%, right? So obviously it's not good for the person who has that collateral, but it doesn't affect Celsius. So we always ask you to add more collateral. If we see a lot of volatility, we'll actually reach out to you proactively and say, hey, Bitcoin is very volatile. You have a loan. Please add more coins or pay some of the loan back to make sure that you do not get liquidated, right? If you get liquidated on Compound or liquidated on Nexo or on BlockFi, they charge you fees, right? We don't want to charge you fees. They make money from getting you liquidated. Celsius does not make any money. We don't charge any fees trying to liquidate. So we don't have an incentive to liquidate you. If you don't charge fees, then I'm on your side. I don't want you to be liquidated. I want you to stay Celsian forever, right? I want you to take more loans. I want you to do all kind of other stuff. So because I'm making money in one place, right? The same place I'm always making money on generating yield. It's a win-win. I'm only charging you something if I created new money, if I managed to make money on your coins, right? So we do not liquidate. We do not try to liquidate. We don't charge fees for liquidating. Next question.
And that's like a difference in motto between other businesses and Celsius is we're not here to try to extract as much value from you as possible, right? We're here to create as much value for you as possible because we create that value alongside with you. So, I mean, that's a really big difference that I think is playing out more and more over time. People are realizing, wait, these guys are screwing me, or these guys are not working in my benefit. But in Celsius, we're always operating in the benefit of the user because we win alongside of the user.
It's a completely different business model that has never existed in 700 years of banking. Remember I showed you that big chart, right? Mm-hmm. It's very confusing for a lot of people. A lot of people are still saying, but Alex, come on. You can't run a company not charging anything. The banks charge fees because they have to. That's how they make money. No, they make enough money not charge you any fees because they also make money on your money. When you take your paycheck and you give it to them, they make enough money on the money that they don't need to charge you a deposit fee and a checking account fee and a check fee and a clearing fee and a withdrawal fee and an ATM fee and an activity fee and you name it, 100 different fees. They don't need to charge any of that. They make so much money just from lending your money out and paying you nothing that a bank could be very profitable just doing what Celsius does. Just sharing 80% of what they make with your money, giving it back to you, and just keeping 20%, okay? Again, I had a call yesterday with Goldman Sachs, right? Goldman Sachs does that 80-20 with their richest customers. They were pitching me last night. You should have seen how they were pitching me. And they're like, come on, just put your money with us. Why are you giving Celsius that 100 million? Give us that money. We will keep 20% and we'll give you 80%. I'm like, I'm already doing it. I don't need you to do it to me. Are you going to earn 10% on the stable coins? They're like, no, we don't do stable coins. Are you gonna put money in crypto, in Bitcoin? No, we don't do Bitcoin. I mean, that's too risky. So my point is that for the rich people, for the really, really rich guys, the guys that have hundreds of millions of dollars, the deal is 80-20. All Celsius did is took that deal that was only available to the 1% of the 1%, and we gave it to everybody. You have $10. Go ahead, use what's the promo code? START.
Yep.
Start with the $10, right? And we will give you $10. And going forward, you will be keeping 80%. Even if you have $20 in your wallet, you will be still keeping 80% of what we make, right? We meaning Celsius, right? So there is no better deal. That is the deal that the richest people in the world get. No fees, plus keeping 80%. That is the best deal in the world that anyone gets, right? Next question.
Can you imagine if Goldman last night said, "Hey, Alex, we're going to charge you this fee, we're going to charge you that fee, and bring your money over here."
Do you need us to ship you? Can we send you like a care package? Can we send you like just drowning me and stuff, right? Like every day something is showing up from these guys, dying to get my money. So, but I know the game. I know what they're trying to do. But anyway, so Celsius gets all my money.
I went to Costco. You always compare Celsius as a membership organization to Costco. And I hadn't been to Costco in quite a while, but I went last week and I said, oh my gosh, this is the best stuff at the best price. And it's all brought in this one place for me. And like, they treat their members like the greatest ever, because once you become a member of Costco, you get this whole suite of fantastic products. And like that exactly. Analogy of Celsius being the same. Like once you become a member of Celsius, you get this whole suite of premium financial products, and they're all the best of the best at the best price, at the best quality.
You said it better than me, Zach. Okay, from now on, Zach runs the show. He doesn't need me anymore. I'm retiring. That's it.
No, thank you. All right. We only have a few minutes left. If you want to give us some closing thoughts.
So look, we shared with you the Mashinsky method. Again, I want to repeat that for the people who maybe joined early or were not paying attention. So I'm sharing my screen here.
Okay.
Right. And, this is all about you just, one sec. Right. So here they can see my screen.
Yes.
All right. So these are really simple 7 steps, right? There's nothing complicated here. There's nothing special. You don't need a degree or PhD in economics or working for the smartest guy in finance, right? None of that. It's very simple. Paying down where people steal from you, like those credit cards or really expensive car loans, right? Like if you don't have credit and you went and you bought a car loan, they're charging you 30%. You have a student loan, right? And you didn't refinance it. It's probably 20%. Those are the things that you got to bring down. Like you cannot spend any money on vacations or on anything, because that's what preventing you from paying down that debt. Eliminate that debt, then you can go back to normal, right? You get money from the government, from COVID, pay down that debt. Don't put it in the stock market and buy some shitty stock at all-time high. Just pay down your debt and stop paying interest to all of these thieves, right? So nothing in this plan that you see on the screen, those 7 steps, is complicated. You just have to work on it. You have to invest in yourself. You have to dedicate time every week to focus on it and see, am I following the 7 steps or not? Where am I failing? What do I have to do more, right? Where can I cut a little bit so I can pay down that debt? And when you start paying it down and it decreases, the balance decreases, then you're paying it faster and faster and faster, and poof, one day it disappears. And that's it. From that minute on, you still have income, but you have no more debt. And then when you're starting your plan for retirement, your plan for financial freedom takes hold, right? Thank you for joining us. It's been great. 15 winners, $100 each. Start, right? $10. If you deposit $10, just download the app, Celsius Network, and try the service. We've never had a better offer. Zach is just showering you with presents today. Thanks, Zach, for helping us out, and we will see you next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody.